Hey everyone, your designers are here.
I'm Anita at Cedar Hill Farmhouse.
And I'm Yvonne at Stone Gable.
And I'm Kelly at My Soulful Home. And we've got tips and tricks and decorating advice for you today. So let's get started.
Today is episode 117, What to Do Now for Christmas. And can you hear the jingling of the bells? Yeah, I love the sound effects. So I know it's very early, but we are going to talk about what to get a jump start on right now so you don't have a hectic, stressful Christmas. And listen, it is not too early to talk about Christmas. Sometimes I just wrote a post about what to do now. And, I know I get a little bit of blowback. Oh my gosh, I don't want to even think about that. Mm-hmm. Well, if you want to be organized and you want to have a stressless Christmas, it's time. It's not too early to
We're
start
talking about planning. Now. We're not talking about putting up your tree. Right.
Okay.
So planning.
Remember a few minutes ago, I said, stop the presses. I've got to go pick up a package from my porch.
Yes. A couple.
Guess what it was. Well, I can't say what it was, but because somebody from my family.
Was it a gift from me?
Oh, it was a gift for Evie.
Oh, how sweet.
A Christmas gift.
It's a Christmas gift. And she said, what did you get from Kate Spade? And I said, none of your business.
That's a nice gift.
Very nice.
So, I love their handbags. I have to tell you, I'm a little addicted to their handbags.
Yeah, I know. Me too. So
Anita's already shopping.
I'm just telling you, I'm already thinking along those lines. Yes.
Okay. I'd like to kick it off if that's okay with you. My
absolutely.
idea, because I think mine is definitely foundational. Take a look at what you've got for Christmas. And like your closet, if you haven't put that ornament on the tree in the last 3 years or 2 years or even 1 year, maybe it's time for that ornament to bless somebody else's tree, right?
Oh, great idea.
Call out what you don't want, because sometimes those boxes, as exciting as it is to open them when you're on the 5th or the 6th or the 50th or the 60th bin, you say, I don't even want to do this anymore. This is now becoming work and not so much fun. So if you can call out the things that you don't want and then condense down the things that you do want, not only will you have less to do come the time to decorate the tree and put up the wreath and all of that, but you'll have an opportunity to have time to go donate the things that you don't want to use
so
anymore.
Someone else can use them.
Yeah, so someone else can find them at a thrift store or whatever and love them.
So many people have lost things recently in the fires and in all the hurricanes. So this is a really good time to donate things, give them, or maybe none of these tragedies happen near you, but just go give it to a family that maybe, they don't have as much as you do. So it's really a great time
I'm going to actually piggyback on everything you just said. I actually did this about 3 or 4 years ago, and I got rid of all my 23 big blue bins. And I had them all numbered. But here's what happens when you put them away. I mean, you just forget. You just throwing stuff in there by the end.
You accumulate, and then it's too much.
I got rid of stuff like I don't use Santa Clauses and reindeers and snowmen anymore. That's just not how I decorate. So I did. I gave them away to everybody. I took a lot to the Salvation Army, a lot to our local home Goodwill. But then I got shoe boxes and clear plastic and ones a little bigger. And so I have like all my ornaments, like round red, green, and red and green and silver and gold ornaments, like the smaller ones, all in one of these bins. So I know exactly, and I have them all on a shelf. I know exactly what's in there.
Yeah, that's really smart. I've been trying to do that as well. I culled a lot of stuff out when we moved. And then last year I did the same thing. And I think this year I probably have more to pare down, but it really felt good. And, you don't have to keep every ornament that you got at some gift exchange. And, it's really not special to you and you don't really, really like it. Somebody else might love it. So pass it on. So that is my number one tip to start planning for Christmas.
Yeah.
I'm going to start and say, make lots of lists. Start now. I just did a post last week on get a head start on Christmas, do these things now. And my number one tip was make a list and check it twice. Like get a gift list going, a things to do list, a things to buy list. And actually I start that at the end of the year. Like, okay, what did I need this year that I don't have? And so, what to buy, what are you going to make? I have, your meals and menus and shopping guides. At least start those lists now. Mm-hmm. And so you can keep them running all the way through Christmas. They're going to keep you a lot more organized.
Mm-hmm. I think the lists are definitely the way to go because especially this year I'm not doing the Christmas pictures, but I have in the past. Mm-hmm. And now is the time. I mean, my girls used to wear the matching dresses. So, I mean, now would be the time I would be picking out the clothes, deciding where I was going to take the portraits, how I was going to, style them and everything, mm-hmm. because then you have to order the pictures and pick out mm-hmm. the cards that you're going to use them on. Cause I used to always use the cards that had the pictures in them. You use as a frame. And then if you're going to send that out at the beginning of December, really, mm-hmm. Now is the time mm-hmm. to start kind of working on that.
And if people are in the picture that you want to send, let's say you're going to send a family photograph, like I just sent an email to my kids and said, hey, the weekend before Thanksgiving, I'd like us all to get together. We're going to take a picture in the red truck with lots of greens. Please think about this color, what colors we're going to be wearing. So we're coordinated and we're going to be on tartan blankets and, blah, blah, blah. So it's not like, oh, well, you didn't tell us about that. And, mm-hmm. We did have some discussion last year about can we wear jeans? Well, that wasn't in the color scheme. So, you iron all that out before.
Well, let's take a step back. Mm-hmm. To do cards or not to do cards? I am going to give everyone who's listening permission not to do cards.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you, because I don't do them anymore.
I don't do them anymore either. I mm-hmm. really enjoyed them when my girls were little.
I did too.
And, it seemed like you just wanted to show off those cute little outfits on those cute little gals. And it was really fun to see other people, it was sort of all our friends that were having kids around the same time. We had all these cards going around every year and just, oh my goodness, look how big so-and-so got. And mm-hmm. it was fun, but not that they're not gorgeous and handsome and charming and wonderful as teenagers, but they're kind of not as much. Like when they're little.
No, wait, here's what's changed.
Picture taken.
Here's what's changed for me. Back in the day when my kids were little, we didn't have Facebook. So I looked forward to these cards so much because mm-hmm. I wanted to know the kids. What did everybody's kids look like? Because they'd always grown so much in a year. And that's how you saw, oh, look, little Jimmy's 13 now. He's taller than his mom. I mean, that's when you found that stuff out. But now, being friends with everybody on Facebook, I see the pictures throughout the year. And so mm-hmm. it's, if you want to do the cards, I think it's a great tradition. There's nothing against it, but it doesn't feel as critical now to do.
No, and I hear a lot of people, like friends that are still doing the cards. And I always have, it's funny. My mom had the same experience. Gloria Cockings, she was a neighbor in our neighborhood where I grew up. Gloria Cockings was always the first Christmas card. Okay. I have a friend, Dana Streeter. She was always the first Christmas card. And like people say, oh my God, I got my first Christmas card. And they start to get like stressed out. Like, I don't even have my picture debt. I mean, like my kid has a pimple. Like I can't even take a picture.
You can Photoshop that now.
But the kids, the girls are like, you're not taking my picture.
Yeah. But the people get stressed out. Don't like Christmas cards should not be stressful. Either you do it because you want to and you have the time and your family is interested in it, or you don't. There is no
ask you this,
obligation.
That's right. There is not. Let me ask you this, though. How much do you love opening your Christmas cards in your mailbox? I love that.
I like it, but for the first few years when I stopped sending them, then they made me feel guilty.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Well, here's should not be a guilt-inducing.
But now
But when you stop sending them, you stop getting them.
This is
so
true.
I don't get a lot anymore.
You're absolutely right. People are so happy to take you on their
Thank goodness I don't have to send her one anymore.
And let me throw this out. It's not anything you do now, but if you get Christmas cards, like what do you do with all of them? Some people cut them up and use them like as gift tags, blah, blah, blah.
I don't cut people's pictures up.
No, I understand. But I mean, there's
the Cockings family.
There's more to Christmas cards than the kind that, you have pictures. You take the pictures of people. There's so many other beautiful cards with great sentiments and things. But what we do with it is we have a round dough bowl. And we do this with cards that, and just cards throughout the year, birthday cards, things people send us, nice, thank you cards, whatever. We put them in a bowl, and then when we remember, and this is not an original idea. I got this from my son's mother-in-law. We take out a few and pray for them.
Oh, that's a good idea.
So for the whole year, we just keep rotating.
I knew she'd find a way to make us feel bad.
No.
Wow.
No, it has nothing to do with you. It has to do with what? No, it has to do with what you're going to do. Don't make it all about you. Anita is one of the less make it about me people I know.
I know. Don't you love that about her?
I do love that about her. But yeah.
Then we can make it more about us, Yvonne.
Of course. I was going to say, we know who the important people are.
Oh, boy.
So let's get back to the praying.
Yeah.
Let's get back to the praying now.
Yeah, let's be a little more humble. So that's a really good thing to do with your Christmas
cards. That is a nice
cards.
thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
That is a really nice thing to do. Okay. Anybody who's still kind enough or didn't realize I haven't been sending them cards and they still send me cards, I'm going to pray for you too. I think that's really sweet.
Isn't that a sweet idea?
That is nice.
When Christopher got married to Abigail, his just absolutely adorable wife, I learned that from Abby's mom, Victoria. Hi, Victoria. She's just lovely.
Great idea.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Thank you for the tip, Victoria. Okay, so if you're doing your cards, knock yourself out. Love it. Enjoy it. Embrace it.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're not, woohoo, go do something else, right? That's fine too.
Or can't you? Here's another thing. If you don't like to do the cards, if you are a baker, oh my gosh, I might make chocolate chip cookies, and I really do like my sugar cookie recipe, but that is about it for me. You might want to even can't you make dough way far ahead and keep and freeze it?
I think you can. Sure.
Yeah. Like
my mother-in-law does that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like, especially if it's like like maybe a chocolate chip cookie, you could roll it into a log, roll it in parchment, put it in plastic wrap, and then put it in a freezer bag or something.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
You can cut off and bake. Yeah.
Right. And then sometimes my daughters, particularly Laura, she is a baker, and she'll say, oh, let's make some cookies. And I'm like, oh, we don't have this. We don't have this way. That way you'd have it ready to go. And then you can just do the really fun parts of the decorating or whatnot.
Now that's all embellish anything.
Well, if you have time and you're really someone who loves to cook, now's the time to be even thinking about your menu for Christmas, and kind of maybe you'll think, oh, I want a new potato recipe, or I want a new vegetable recipe. So you can try some things out and decide what you really want.
Hey, I've already been looking at Pinterest to find something.
But also, but if you haven't made it before, sometimes it's nice to not only find it, but test it. You just wing it. I kind of do too. But we've been cooking a long time. I can tell by the recipe. I know you can too, whether it's going to be good or not.
And also think who your guests are going to be. Are there going to be overnight guests coming? Are there going to be people that are going to bring things? We just got done Thanksgiving table episode, the last episode. And if you haven't listened to that, that's a must listen to. But we talk about a lot of the things that we talked about for the table of Thanksgiving are very transferable for Christmas as well.
Oh yeah, for sure. And then, everything is so compressed. So again, we can't emphasize it enough. The planning is so crucial to you enjoying yourself. And as a result of you enjoying yourself, your guests and your family enjoying yourself, because, the happy mom, the happy hostess, the happy wife, all of that is really true. It's reflective. And, and it kind of trickles down to everybody else.
Bobby, happy wife, happy life.
Don't you just love a great recommendation from a friend? Well, we're delighted to be recommending these companies and their wonderful products to you today. And let them know your friends at DTT sent pesto pork chops over Parmesan polenta. Not that easy to say, but oh so easy to make with Green Chef. Green Chef is the #1 meal kit company for eating well, and we have such a great deal for you. You're going to save $250. Listen on for the details on that. Green Chef makes eating well easy for any lifestyle, whether you're keto, paleo, vegan, vegetarian, gluten-free, or just looking to eat more balanced meals. You know, we're getting into the busy holiday season, so it's a perfect time to have Green Chef help you out. Let Green Chef take the work out of eating clean this holiday season with their chef-crafted, nutritionist-approved recipes featuring fresh ingredients and nothing artificial. And you know what? You don't have to lose track of your healthy eating habits during the holidays. Every Green Chef customer gets a free session with their registered dietitians who will walk you through how to make clean eating work for you. So sign up for your free session and start on the road towards better health today. And the deal I want to tell you about, visit greenchef.com/DTT250 and use the code DTT250 for $250 off your order. So that's greenchef.com/DTT250 and use the code DTT250 for $250 off your order. Green Chef is a delicious delight any time of year, but especially during the holidays. What a wonderful vision to behold as the Green Chef boxes on your doorstep. Green Chef is the #1 meal kit for eating well. And it makes eating well so easy with plans to fit every lifestyle, whether you're keto, paleo, vegan, vegetarian, gluten-free, or just looking to eat a more balanced diet. So let Green Chef take the work out of eating clean this holiday season. And if you've got guests coming, shop Green Bundles. They're now available at the Green Market. It's your one-stop shop for nutritious grab-and-go breakfasts, including vegan options, brunch kits, wholesome lunches, ready-to-eat snacks, veggie sides, and more. You can feel your best this December and do your best with Green Chef because they offset 100% of the delivery emissions as well as 100% of the plastic in every box. Go to greenchef.com/60DTT and use the code 60DTT and get 60% off plus 20% off your next 2 months. greenchef.com/60DTT and use the code 60DTT to get 60% off plus 20% off your next 2 months. Wrap as you go.
Oh, such a big thing.
But I'll be honest, by the time, actually we're buying Christmas things. I'll let my daughter pick out some things in the summer. Mm-hmm. So I'll go ahead and get them. Honestly, by the time Christmas comes, someone will say, did you forget something? And of course, sure enough, there's something in the back of the closet. Yeah.
You have to keep a list. And also,
I keep them all together. So.
I write numbers on the bottom so I know what they are and I keep a little list. But here's nice. What I was going to tell you. Wrapping as you go just makes your life so much easier. And I have a really cool post. I mean, it is nothing fancy. It's one of those little plastic, drawers. Like I think it has 3 drawers on wheels, you know, and I have everything that you need to wrap a gift except the wrapping paper in there. And I just keep it up on a table in our sitting room, in our bedroom. And I have my wrapping paper. I get coordinating wrapping paper, maybe only 3 types. And I keep them in a big garbage can so they stand up nice and tall. And I am good to go.
That is so smart. And I love to wrap presents. My mom always gave me the job.
Boxes.
Yeah. Well, I did. Back in the day in the 70s or whatever, when I was wrapping presents when I was little, and my mom was showing me how to make the curly ribbon and all that with the scissor and the tape, and she would always let me wrap the presents and I loved doing it. And I remember, do you remember in the department stores like Macy's or Bloomingdale's, they used to have like a wrapping department. Do you ever remember that?
Yes. I worked for a department store.
Mm-hmm. When I was little, I wanted to work there so badly. So I really love to wrap presents. I love to make them all special. But when you're looking at a giant pile, especially if I only have 2 kids, I mean, we have a bunch of kids and little kids, and they're getting a lot of things. Oh, and sometimes you're looking in that and you're up on Christmas Eve sometimes until, into Christmas morning and you're wrapping it. You're just like, one more piece of tape.
Then it's not fun. Then it's not fun. Then you throw everything in a bag and call it a day. Hey, but here, you just said something. Collect boxes. I mean, I don't care that my son gets a coveted shirt from Orvis that he loves in a Janie and Jack, kitty. That doesn't bother me at all because it's such a beautifully wrapped gift. So, and this is another thing that's so wonderful about Bobby. He wraps with me, and if I can give him anything in a box, he'll wrap it.
Wow.
Now, he does not, he wraps it.
I think we just figured out her secret. Because we're Kelly and I can be we can be a little slouchy. We've been known to use gift bags, and we get in trouble with her. But I did not realize she had the Bobby wrapping machine that we don't have.
Only at Christmas, though.
She has a Bobby pet and a Bobby wrapping machine.
I do. And I would take the Bobby wrapping machine over that Bobby pet, although I love that any day.
Yes. But
so I'll put have everything in one place, and I'll put that post up because it's so super, super easy. It's not pretty at all. I just use the plastic bag actually to put all my trash in. So it's just so super, super easy. I'll put that up and wrap as you go, and
Yvonne alluded to this before.
It's freeing.
Yeah, it is free. But once you've wrapped, you might say to yourself, oh, I'll remember. No. In my case, that, Ava's has the green ribbon and Laura's has the red ribbon. Won't. And they're the same size because they're pretty much, no, they will not. So just on the bottom, either put the initials or some sort of indication to yourself of who this is for. And here's another thing. Tell your most trusted friend who maybe a young friend who will be alive for a long time, where you put all the presents so you don't forget.
Oh, I'm like the worst offender of that. In July, I'll find something in the back of my closet and think,
oh my gosh, I'm
that's
getting
where that was.
Scary. You know what I do now? And everybody laughs. This is almost like a weekly thing. I'll decide, okay, we have all dinner, and then maybe I'm going to make a little extra thing, like heat up some peas, or I'm going to put a couple of, like a baguette in the oven, sliced, and I do the drizzle with olive oil, and I'll put some sea salt on or something. And I'm like, oh, this will be so nice, a little extra. And then I totally forget it. And like the other day I went to, heat up my tea in the microwave, and I pushed the thing and it opened up, and there's a giant bowl of Brussels sprouts was in there.
I bet you that smelled wonderful.
From the night before.
Oh my gosh.
I remember saying to Laura, do you want me to heat up those Brussels sprouts and you could have them as a side dish? And she was like, yes. So if I can forget Brussels sprouts like in 20 minutes, I'm going to forget, a month, 2 months in advance.
That's why you have to number the bottom of them and have a little list with number 1 is this gift. Because my son, he'd open something and it's a Victoria's Secret box and it's my daughter's bra that he'd wear like Mickey Mouse ears, and, he says, oh, we love this gift. So it really, that's when I decided I can't remember what everything is.
Yeah.
And if you do, we have a tradition, and this is another one I was going to talk about, is just make sure that, you're making memories and keeping traditions. And now's the time to plan for those wonderful traditions. We have, after church, we'll come back and we can open one night before Christmas gift. So they're always wrapped in a totally different wrapping paper, because to find them under the tree has been maddening.
So you choose which ones they're allowed to open the night before.
We have one. Yes, because they're pajamas for their pictures.
Oh, yeah.
And Chris didn't figure that out till he's like 14. And he said,
that's so
Didn't
funny.
I get pajamas last year? And then Jackie goes, Chris, you have them every year.
That is so funny. Like, oh yeah, you've been not paying attention. Yeah. And that's what I got too. My mother would say, oh, we'd come home from church and dinner or whatever. And when I was little, and my mom would say, okay, so now you can pick one out. And then she'd be like, how about this one? It was always pajamas.
But now my kids, even as they're grown up, if they're at our house for Christmas, because we have to share with the in-laws, so we do every other year, we still buy them pajamas. And then this year I'll have both babies. So, am I going to have fun?
It's going to be a special Christmas.
It's going to be a very special Christmas. But keep your traditions. There are things like like we've had a tradition until the babies where, Bob goes downstairs and turns the tree lights on and makes sure that Santa Claus, my kids are married for heaven's sakes, but because they love this so much and they have to make their beds, brush their teeth, wash their faces, comb their hair, and they have to sit at the top of the stairs.
Oh, really?
Stop.
Do you
They have to make their beds?
Yes.
I run such a loose house.
No, really. It's totally loose here.
They
free for all here.
Love this. And my sweet grown-up son-in-law, who I just adore, Jonathan, you're amazing, actually did that for the love of us.
Oh.
And we have pictures of this. This year it'll be different. Now they have their own babies, so we'll have to have a new version of that. But make those
Are they still coming Christmas Day to your house?
They come before Christmas Day.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's going to be so fun.
Yeah, they come like it's either the 23rd or the 24th.
That's another point to be making is that you may have your family gathering not on Christmas Day. So you have that.
True.
And then, and if that's your big get together, you still want to have something special on Christmas Day, even if that's not the big gathering day.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So whether let's say you're having it early, make sure that you're keeping those traditions they're the thread of your family. They really keep families knit together. So it's really important that you're thinking about those things now. And if you don't have them, start developing some.
That's right. It's not too late for that.
No, because we started maybe 10 years ago, the Saturday after Thanksgiving, when everybody's together, like our whole extended family, we do some kind of Christmas activity. it is like herding cats, but it's really fun. And we didn't always have that. We just started it and we love it. And this year we have 4 babies in our whole extended family. It may look a little different. So you know what I'm saying? Keep this going.
Oh, so great. So great. Yeah. Hey, here's one thing we could think about. Where do you stand on the tree? Tree stand. That's kind of funny. Don't stand on the tree.
Real or faux?
Real or faux?
Oh, well, I prefer the real, personally. But I do have a small faux that I like that could go on a table. So, there's so many questions, real or faux, but also, is it okay to have a miniature tree versus the large one?
Yeah. Where do you stand on that, Kelly?
Well, I'm always was a real, since I've had my trees with Peter and then the girls, we've always had real trees. I grew up with a tree from Sears where my mom and dad would you put the pole in, and then there were these little colors on the ends of the branches. My job would be to make the pie. And as the years went by, the color was flaking off, so it was much harder as the years went by.
Mystery
to judge which was. But
that's a tradition for you.
Yeah, there was a size thing. That's a 70s Christmas tradition, right? The smell of the fake tree coming out of the box.
Yeah, that was our 70s tradition too.
But then we've always had a real tree, and I do go a little crazy at the tree yard or the lot. We go and pick it out. And last year we got it from the YMCA, which does a great job, and they have huge, gorgeous trees. And I always pick a tree that's bigger than we really should have.
They look
gorgeous,
small
gorgeous
outside.
Yeah, gorgeous. And so, and Laura is really, really, really feel strongly about the real tree. So, because I was even weakening. But then last year, I purchased a tree. I thought, if I'm going to go fake, I'm going to go way fake. So I got this platinum colored tree. Now,
sounds pretty.
Oh, wow.
Yes, it is fantastic. It's kind of like, I did the burlap and the bling thing for real. Like I had some burlap in it. I wrapped the bottom in burlap, and I just did all gold and silver and burlappy kind of ornaments and stuff. And that was the one in my kitchen. So I can add the link to that, to the show notes. But hey, I thought if I'm going to go faux, I'm going to go way faux. And it's terrific.
Way faux. It's way faux.
It's way faux.
You're going to do it faux real.
Exactly. So those colored trees, and Laura's dying for, she wants a pink one, but I don't know if I could go there. But this one,
maybe for her bedroom.
I like the pink
ones. As my kids grew up, I let them have a tree
those
in their bedroom.
Yeah, so she has a little tiny.
My mom went through a phase at some point where she decided that trees were no longer acceptable. So we weren't allowed to even have a tree anymore.
You had a Christmas without a Christmas tree.
Many.
Oh,
I'm telling you, I know.
I'm giving you a hug.
You took the words out of my mouth. I was just going to say, you need a big hug, girl.
I know.
Nothing against your mom, but that's, bless her heart.
No, that's not right.
Let's go into something happier.
Oh, I can't. I don't think I can. Little Nita jeans in there. No lights, no tree.
No.
Oh my gosh. No. Okay. All right. Let me.
You have a tree now, of course.
Okay, you have a tree. Yes.
If not, we're sending you one. Donations for Nita Jean's tree.
Oh my gosh. No. Go ahead. Clean out your closet. Then head straight to Quince. I love every item Quince offers, from wardrobe to decor. And I can really recommend their Ultra Stretch Super Wide Leg Pant at $49.90. The price is unbeatable, and the look is so flattering. It keeps you in on top and flares out of the bottom. Everything feels right with Quince. The price, the quality, and the sustainability. Quince offers a range of luxury wardrobe and home goods at prices within reach. And like Quince's clothing, their home goods are priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands. Quince only works with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices, along with premium fabrics and finishes. Once you've cleaned out your closet and refreshed with Quince, you can also add something to your home decor. So give your wardrobe and your home the refresh it needs with Quince. Go to quince.com/DTT to get free shipping and 365-day returns on your next order. That's Quince, QUINCE.com/DTT for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/DTT. And let me know how you love those pants. Inevitably, with the new year come wellness goals. One very effective and easy-to-reach goal is to add Dose to your wellness regime. Dose is expertly formulated organic wellness shots that support your liver in one delicious drink. Formulated with ingredients clinically shown to support liver health: potent turmeric, milk thistle, and ginger. There's 0 sugar and 0 calories. Did you know that your liver performs over 500 special functions? Since I learned all that my liver is doing, I started with Dose to support all those vital functions. I take a shot of refreshing Dose 2 times per week to combat everyday toxins from food, meds, alcohol, and unhealthy air. Since starting with Dose about a month ago, I am definitely feeling an overall improvement in my health. So if you want to give Dose a shot and invest in your health like I have, Dose is offering DTT listeners 15% off your first order, plus an additional 15% off if you subscribe for a monthly delivery. That's 30% off your first order. So go to dosedaily.co/DTT and use the code DTT. That's dosedaily.co.co/DTT and use the code DTT. When the neighborhood I grew up in, I just thought this was so exotic. It was a friend of mine and her mom. So a girl who was my age, and her Kim Carl and her mom, Mrs. Carl, she had like kind of this like updo that was white. Seriously, it wasn't like gray hair. She like had white hair.
Platinum, and like a platinum.
Yeah, but way platinum. And she was, she was a young woman. She was probably in her 30s. Okay. So she was sort of like very exotic compared to the other gals in the neighborhood. And she had a white Christmas tree. And I thought that was the most fabulous thing ever. I mean, really, and I think the faux trees are coming back.
Oh, strong.
Yeah, and I think it's one of those things. Sometimes you're right. I mean, sometimes the faux trees don't work when they're kind of a bad faux.
Yeah.
So when you go where it's obviously a faux, to me, it's kind of an acknowledgement and just kind of more of a fun way to go sometimes.
Yeah. Yes. You have to go over the top with those.
Right.
Yeah, well, my platinum tree is definitely over the top, but I think you guys will like it. I mean, I'm sure you saw the pictures. We were all on that tour together, but I'll put a link in the show notes. But yeah, Mrs. Carl's tree, I mean, it just took my breath away. It was fabulous.
Okay, here's another idea. I used to love the surprise factor when my kids were little. that they would be surprised with what they got because, we knew their heart's desire. And my favorite Christmases my son wanted to play the drums. So he had drum lessons on a drum pad, not a set. So for Christmas, we got him a set of drums. He had no idea. He was like just overcome. It was so cool. Oh. And we can't do that anymore because, they're grown and they have babies of their own and young families. So I started, to my chagrin, sending everybody an email, and they'll get one maybe in about a week or so saying, hey, I'd like you to tell me what you want, and I'd like the links to what you want and your sizes and colors. Now, I may ask them to pick between 5 and 8 things. That doesn't mean they're going to get all those things. They may not. Maybe Bobby and I have something. I have something in mind for one of the kids that they don't even know about. But at least this gives me a great jumping off point. So they're getting some beautiful things they love. And as you get older, you don't want to spend money and have your kids go, "Thank you very much, Mom," and then they never use it.
Right.
Well, I think it's just practical.
Yeah.
And, in this day and age, a lot of things people can kind of get their own thing. You don't want to spend significant amount of money and then it be something the person doesn't really want.
And here's the other thing. I love that I can order it online and I don't have to go out for it.
Oh, well, I used to always do that with my mother-in-law. She so much appreciated it. But I would always find these great deals where everything was on sale. And then she would wait till the last minute to order it. And she would say, well, none of this stuff's available. I'm like, well, honey, I found these great deals for you, but you had to get them then.
If you can stand waiting till Cyber Monday, a lot of these things do go on sale. And sometimes they do that, like even before that, they're a pretty good price. So think about sending an email to anybody on your wish list that doesn't live in your home, or even if they do, like your girls, Kelly, just, much easier if you know everything they want.
That. Yeah. Ava always waits till the last minute. And then she's sort of disappointed that it doesn't miraculously appear. Maybe she still does believe in Santa. Like she does on the 23rd, she's like, I'm done with my list. I'm like, oh, okay. Santa will get that by osmosis now. Sometimes she doesn't actually get her items for a week or so after Christmas, but if she gives me the last second,
so she
gets so that's happened before, but hey, that's okay. And sometimes they're very into makeup and all of that now.
Your stockings must be so fun to fill.
Yeah, the stockings are really fun, and I kind of start those, right away. As you see little things here and there. Even when I was on my hiking trip, I got a few little things to stick in there for them. So that's a fun thing.
I just ordered. We do couple stockings now, which is really fun. And there may be girly things and guy things all in the same.
That's cute.
And that's the last thing we do. We open that very last, and it's, in the afternoon. It's fun. We make an event. But here's also what I was going to say. Plan your events, parties, and dinners now because people's calendars fill up.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
So now's the time to do it. If a group of you maybe want to go see a show or I love to do something over Christmas, like go to see a Christmas Carol or go to see some kind of a Christmas show or go, even to New York to see the Rockettes. You definitely want to do that now. Some things that might be even a little late, but get on that immediately.
Wow. We've covered a lot of territory today. And there's so many things that you can do ahead. Now I know I've got to go work on my list today. So I'll be ready for Christmas. So, and it's so true when you're organized.
I make my gift list. I'm wondering who I should send it to.
Peter.
No one's asked me for one.
No one ever asked me for one.
Do you just send it out to all your contacts?
That's a great idea. You send it to us, honey. We'll make sure it gets in the right hands.
Oh, well, I know somebody who might be getting a Christmas tree in the mail.
Anyway, we'll talk later. Okay, Kelly.
Oh gosh. Okay, now on the charity case. So,
no. You come a long way, baby.
Oh my goodness. Anyway, so these are so many great ideas, and it's just so. I think really the key point from today is be prepared, which is the Boy Scout motto. But I think it very much applies in this case. Be prepared, plan ahead, and things are not going to be so stressful, especially if you're the kind of person that's stressed by the holidays. Go ahead, do some planning now. You'll enjoy it later. And maybe you can pass some things off and assign some things to somebody else in your family to organize.
Listen, we give you permission. If something is that stressful, just don't do it. We give you permission.
That's right. And some things, just, there's some things we talked about may not work for you.
That's right.
We're not going to shame you. I mean, it's just, I've just decided some things work for me and some things don't.
That's right.
So do what works for you. And remember, as always, we're here to inspire you to create a beautiful home. Until next time.
Hey there. If you're loving our podcast like we're loving our podcast, we would love you to rate and review us. Head to iTunes to do that. It's easy and it would mean so much to us.